Hey Margot, thanks for calling the show.
Hey, how you doing?
I am doing fantastic. I'm doing fantastic. So I hear you have a question about your business. How can I help you?
So I have a small business I've had for the last 21 years, and it's in New York City. It's a small manufacturing company. I think it's probably under 5 million. And I'm just, I have these growing concerns about cyber breaching, and I'm just wondering like what steps I can take to protect my business.
Wow, that's such a great question. So just to make sure I understand. So you're just under 5 million, you're a manufacturer, and it sounds like you're looking to grow, right?
Looking to grow. I
Okay.
mean, obviously everything is done online, everything is done, with computer. I just don't know enough to know if I'm doing everything I can do to protect myself.
Okay. Well, first of all, congratulations because not everybody's asking that question, and it's really an important question. Tell me something. Tell me how many employees do you have?
I have, right now, I have about 6 employees.
Okay. And those 6 employees, something that's really happening, which I'm sure you're aware of, is a lot of people work from home, they work remote. Are you in an office or are you remote?
I'm both. I work remotely, and then from time to time, 1 or 2 employees will work from home 1 or 2 days a week.
Okay, yeah, it's an interesting challenge. So
Yeah.
what you can do, and so if you're looking to grow and you're asking me the question because you want to really, I guess, going forward, make sure that you're doing the right thing for your employees, for your clients, and of course to be in compliance with your insurance and to really know that you can move forward and scale the company and not have to worry about all of the stuff going forward is, so there's a term, it's called zero trust. And that term is a mindset, right? So for you, I think the mindset of assume I've been breached already. And so if I thought about the fact that I've already been breached, what would I do? That's really actually the beginning of probably the conversation for you. And it's a conversation you have with yourself, with your IT people, anybody else that's giving you guidance. And think to yourself, what is it that is my biggest risk right now? So if I'm breached, where should I look first? Where should I try to protect myself first? So for that, your employees are the first place you start. And what I mean by that is your employees, although they mean well and they're probably not trying to harm you, you have to assume that they are not doing the smartest things. And that doesn't really sound nice to say, but they oftentimes will click on emails, right? And emails that they shouldn't click on. And that starts a whole series of things that ultimately lead to you being breached. So one of the first things you do with that zero trust mindset is make sure your employees are trained. Make sure that they understand how to identify what a potential risk looks like, what it may feel like to get something that is risky, and that they talk to you about that. So that's one thing that you could do. The other thing that you could do and that you should do with zero trust is think about the entire security perimeter. So it's your computers, your servers, your cloud, whatever you might have in place, and ask yourself, have I tested everything? Do I know where all the risks are? Do I know how to manage all the risks? And so really frankly, the best way to do that is to actually get yourself a professional, an advisor who can actually give you that entire plan so that you can sit back and say, okay, I know I need a budget, I know I need a plan, but what do I do? And that person is going to help you with that. That person is going to really guide you from one end to the other.
Now, could this be like my IT guy, or do I need like a specialist?
So a lot of people think that their IT guy or their IT company is their security company, and it's not really the case. Sometimes they will take on both roles, but your IT company is dealing with day-to-day support. They're dealing with antivirus and day-to-day issues that you guys might have, maybe some strategic planning for infrastructure, but that's not really cybersecurity, right? So you really should have somebody who separately is looking over the IT infrastructure. So it's almost like putting a mouse in charge of the cheese if you have your IT company doing it. So if your IT company put your firewalls, your switches, all your security in place, and then you say to them, okay, tell me where the gaps are, or tell me where the deficiencies are, they're not really gonna be equipped to do it because they're the ones that put it in place.
Yes, totally.
It's a mouse in charge of the cheese, So
Right.
you definitely should have somebody who's a third party. And by the way, that's a team mentality. It's a collaborative mentality, right? So it's not like where your IT company and your cybersecurity company or advisor are adversarial. Like they are working together, but they definitely should be separate, at least up front, until you really know what's going on. And then you want to put a plan in place. That's really the key. You want to put a plan in place and make sure that as you go to grow the company and you go to scale it, that your customers can have the faith and the confidence in you and your brand, and that you could have the faith and confidence knowing you can focus on building your business rather than your business being impacted by security.
I mean, when you're an entrepreneur, you don't know all these things. Like, you're focused on your design work, you're in creativity, and then you find out there are like all these other things you have to worry about. So can this company like train my employees? Can they just tell me what we need to do and what to look for?
Absolutely. So that's a big part of the zero trust mentality. There's a statistic I'm going to share with you. It's probably close to still being exactly accurate, but it's like 93 or 94% of the cybersecurity breaches that happen. And this is 2022, this is recent. They happen because of employees, and they happen because employees aren't trained on how to recognize phishing emails. And so most of the breaches come from a phishing email. So yes, that company can and should train your employees on best practices for cybersecurity, and specifically recognizing phishing emails. In fact, they should put a system in place that helps sort of sensitize and train the employees on how to recognize a phishing email by testing them real time without their knowledge.
Yeah, I mean, we have filters on our emails, but I know stuff still gets through. And I think I've got some savvy employees, like they're careful not to just click on anything. But listen, you can't always be too sure. So like you said, zero trust. But like I think this is. Yeah, exactly.
That's exactly what it is. Well, listen, I really appreciate the question. It was actually you asked me 3 great questions, and I hope that they help you with your cybersecurity plan.
Thank you. I mean, I'm so happy to learn about this. I really appreciate it.
That's awesome. Thank you. I appreciate the call.
Okay, take care.
Okay, bye-bye.
Okay, bye.
If you want to find out more about how we can help you with your IT, with your technology, with your cybersecurity, click the link down below, schedule a free consultation. We'd love to speak with you.